Cancun, where ancient civilization meets the Caribbean. A travel guide by PalapaVibez.com. Most people think they already know Cancun. Spring break, all-inclusive resorts, frozen margaritas on a white sand beach. And yes, all of that exists, and it is genuinely enjoyable.
But that version of Cancun is only one layer of a destination that sits on top of something far more extraordinary. Beneath the hotel zone, beneath the party atmosphere, beneath the resort corridors, there is a region shaped by one of the greatest civilizations in human history, threaded with underground rivers, and bordered by the second largest barrier reef on Earth.
This is the full Cancun story. And once you understand it, the trip you plan will look completely different from the one you were originally considering.
Let's get into it. Cancun sits on the northeastern tip of the Yucatan Peninsula in the Mexican state of Quintana Roo. The hotel zone is a 23-kilometer ribbon of white sand shaped roughly like the number 7, with a turquoise lagoon on one side and the open Caribbean on the other. It was purpose-built as a tourism destination in the 1970s from what was essentially a deserted sandbar, and it has grown into Mexico's most visited resort city. Spanish is the official language, though English is spoken throughout the hotel zone without any difficulty. The Mexican peso is the currency, and US dollars are accepted across the hotel zone, though paying in pesos at a local exchange rate almost always gives you better value. No visa is required for US, EU, UK, or Canadian citizens for stays up to 180 days.
One important detail most travel guides skip. Quintana Roo observes Eastern Standard Time year-round rather than Central Standard Time like the rest of Mexico. That is UTC-5, which means Cancun keeps the same time as New York in winter and is 1 hour behind New York in summer. Worth knowing before you schedule anything.
The best time to visit is December through April when the dry season delivers reliably perfect weather. The wet season from May through November brings afternoon thunderstorms that typically pass within an hour. Hurricane season officially runs June through November with the highest risk in September and October. That said, June through September is also when whale sharks gather north of Isla Mujeres in the largest congregation anywhere in the world, one of the most extraordinary wildlife encounters on the planet.
The Cancun region holds some of the most significant archaeological sites in the Western Hemisphere, and most travelers visiting the hotel zone never realize how accessible they are. Chichén Itzá is the headline. A UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the new 7 wonders of the world. It sits about 2 hours from Cancun by road.
The El Castillo Pyramid is the centerpiece, a structure so precisely engineered that during both equinoxes, a shadow pattern creates the illusion of a serpent descending the staircase. It represents Mayan astronomical knowledge at a level that continues to astonish researchers today. Book a guided tour to understand what you are actually looking at, because without context, it is impressive. With context, it is humbling. Tulum is closer, about 90 minutes south, and arguably even more dramatically situated. A walled Mayan city perched on a 12-meter cliff above the Caribbean, with turquoise water crashing against the rocks below. It is one of the most photogenic archaeological sites in the Americas, and genuinely lives up to the photographs.
Isla Mujeres floats just 20 minutes by ferry from the hotel zone. Rent a golf cart. They replace cars on this island and spend the day exploring. Playa Norte consistently ranks among the finest beaches in all of Mexico. Shallow, perfectly calm, and a shade of blue that makes you stop and stare.
The southern cliffs offer dramatic views over the open Caribbean that require no embellishment. The Cenotes are in a category of their own. These are freshwater sinkholes formed by collapsed limestone across the Yucatan Peninsula, and swimming in one is genuinely unlike any other experience in travel. Cenote Kill, near Chichén Itzá, drops 26 meters below ground level into a pool surrounded by hanging vines and waterfalls, with shafts of light penetrating the darkness from the opening above. Thousands of cenotes exist across the peninsula, ranging from open swimming holes to vast underground cave systems that attract technical divers from around the world. Budget at least 1 cenote day into any Cancun itinerary. And underwater, just off the hotel zone coast, the Umuesa Underwater Museum holds over 500 submerged sculptures that have become artificial reef habitat over the years. Accessible by snorkel or scuba, it is one of the most unusual and genuinely beautiful dive experiences in the Caribbean. Cancun's culinary identity extends far beyond the hotel zone buffets that define most tourists' first impression. The Yucatan region has one of Mexico's most distinctive food traditions, shaped by Mayan heritage, Caribbean proximity, and centuries of cultural exchange that produce dishes found nowhere else in the country.
The dish you must try is cochinita pibil, slow-roasted pork marinated in achiote and sour orange juice, wrapped in banana leaves and cooked in an underground pit. The result is extraordinary. Tender, deeply flavored, and entirely specific to the Yucatan. La Habichuela Sunset serves it with fine dining finesse in a romantic garden setting overlooking the lagoon, honoring the centuries-old recipe while presenting it beautifully. Porfirio's in the Hotel Zone is the destination restaurant for contemporary Mexican cuisine. Bone marrow guacamole prepared tableside, short rib and pasilla chili sauce, and a tequila and mezcal menu that runs to hundreds of expressions. If you're going to do one proper sit-down dinner in the Hotel Zone, this is the one.
For something closer to how Cancun actually eats, find Tacos Rigo on Boulevard Cuculcan, a late-night taco stand serving al pastor suadero and carnitas to a crowd that includes hotel staff finishing their shifts and locals who have been coming here for years. The food is exceptional and costs almost nothing. Cancun's cocktail culture leans heavily on Mexico's extraordinary spirits heritage. Skip the frozen margarita machines and seek out a mezcaleria serving small-batch Oaxacan mezcal, or ask for a fresh fruit margarita made with actual limes and good tequila. The difference is significant. The Hotel Zone holds one of the most concentrated collections of luxury resorts in the Western Hemisphere. The key is choosing the right property for what you actually want from the trip.
Nizuc Resort and Spa occupies the quietest tip of the Hotel Zone, where the Caribbean meets the Nizuc Lagoon. 2 private beaches, a world-class spa, and chef-driven dining in a setting far removed from the party atmosphere of the zone's central stretch. It is Cancun's most refined luxury offering.
Le Blanc Spa Resort is adults only, all-inclusive, and consistently rated among the best hotels in all of Mexico for service quality and elegant minimalist design. If that combination sounds right for your trip, it delivers without compromise. Hyatt Zilara Cancun is adults only and all-inclusive at a slightly more accessible price point, with a prime north-facing beach position that offers the calmest swimming water in the entire hotel zone.
Reef Palace Peninsula is the family-friendly option, a full-energy mega-resort with a splash park, 24-hour dining, and a beachfront position in the zone's liveliest section. For families who want everything in one place and do not need quiet, it works perfectly. Beyond the Hotel Zone, boutique hotels in Isla Mujeres and Puerto Morelos offer a completely different pace. Quieter, more intimate, and genuinely Caribbean in a way that the resort corridor cannot replicate.
Cancun International Airport is Mexico's second busiest and one of the most connected airports in the Americas. Direct flights arrive from dozens of US and Canadian cities: New York, Miami, Los Angeles, Chicago, Dallas, Toronto, and more, as well as European connections from London, Madrid, and Amsterdam. Flight time from Miami is just over 2 hours.
From New York, it is about 4 hours. From Los Angeles, 4.5.
The airport sits 20 kilometers from the nearest point of the hotel zone. Official airport taxis run on a fixed rate zone system and will cost roughly $30 to $50 to most hotel zone properties. Pre-booked private transfers offer the same price with the convenience of a name board waiting for you. Avoid the unofficial taxi solicitors in the arrivals terminal.
Ado buses provide reliable shuttle service to the hotel zone in downtown for around $5 to $10 if you are traveling light.
Once in the hotel zone, the R1 and R2 public buses run the entire length for approximately $1. Genuinely one of the best value transit options at any resort destination anywhere in the world. Few practical notes before you go. Do not drink tap water. Stick to bottled or hotel purified water throughout your stay. The UV index in the Yucatan regularly hits extreme levels, and the sea breeze creates a false sense of coolness that catches people off guard. Apply Reef Safe SPF 50 or higher every 2 hours and stay hydrated.
Tipping is important and expected. 15 to 20% at restaurants, $1 to $2 per drink at bars, and $2 to $5 per day for housekeeping.
Cancun contains more than most travelers expect and rewards those who look beyond the resort gates. Ancient pyramids, underground rivers, whale sharks, underwater sculpture museums, extraordinary food, and beaches that genuinely live up to the photographs, all within reach of the same hotel zone most people never leave. Whatever version of Cancun you come for, the luxury resort experience, the archaeological adventure, the cenote days, or some combination of all three, this destination delivers at a scale that few places anywhere can match. When you are ready to plan your trip, search flights and hotels at PalapaVibez.com.
The link is in the description. We will help you find the best deal and get you there. If this video helped you, like, subscribe, and follow for more travel guides every week. And drop a comment below. Are you a beach resort traveler, an adventure seeker, or somewhere in between? Tell us what kind of Cancun trip you would plan and we will read every single one.